Welcome back to the Biology Domination Podcast. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into Day 14, Respiration in Plants. This is one of those chapters that tests your conceptual clarity more than your memory. So whether you're on a walk, in the car, or lying down studying, by the end of this episode, you'll be able to explain cellular respiration better than most coaching students. Let's get into it. Let's start with the big picture. Why do plants need to respire if they photosynthesize? Here's the key insight. Photosynthesis makes glucose and stores energy in chemical bonds, but that stored energy isn't directly usable for cellular work. The cell needs ATP, the actual energy currency. Respiration is what converts glucose into ATP. Think of it this way. Photosynthesis is earning money. Respiration is spending it. And just like you spend money 24 hours a day, respiration happens continuously, day and night, in every single living cell of the plant. Let's go deep on glycolysis. The word itself tells you what happens. Glyco means sugar, lysis means splitting. So glycolysis literally means sugar splitting. It consists of 10 enzyme-controlled reactions that happen in the cytosol. That's the liquid portion of the cytoplasm. This pathway is also called the EMP pathway, after Emden, Meyerhoff, and Parnas, who discovered it. There are two phases, an investment phase, where 2 ATP are consumed, and a payoff phase, where 4 ATP are produced. Net gain is 2 ATP plus 2 NADH. The beautiful thing about glycolysis is it requires absolutely no oxygen. It's the ancient, universal, oxygen-independent energy pathway that all organisms use. Now let's talk fermentation. What happens when there's no oxygen? This is anaerobic respiration, and the story differs based on the organism. In plants and yeast, pyruvate goes through 2 enzyme steps. First, pyruvate decarboxylase converts pyruvate to acetaldehyde, releasing CO2. Then, alcohol dehydrogenase converts acetaldehyde to ethanol. This is literally how wine and beer are made, yeast doing anaerobic respiration. In animals, like during intense exercise when oxygen runs out, pyruvate is directly converted to lactic acid by lactate dehydrogenase. No CO2 is released here. Both pathways produce just 2 ATP per glucose, incredibly inefficient compared to the 36 to 38 from aerobic respiration. This is why aerobic organisms have a massive energy advantage. We've all heard that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. But do you know why? Let's actually understand it. The mitochondria has 2 key compartments doing different jobs. The matrix, the inner fluid region, is where the Krebs cycle runs. It produces NADH, FADH2, CO2, and small amounts of ATP. Then, the inner mitochondrial membrane is where the electron transport chain lives. As electrons flow through protein complexes, protons are pumped from the matrix to the intermembrane space, creating a concentration gradient. This gradient is like a dam holding water. When protons rush back through ATP synthase, the molecular turbine, they drive ATP synthesis. This is Peter Mitchell's chemiosmotic theory, for which he won the Nobel Prize in 1978. This is actual science that explains why oxygen is essential. It's the final acceptor that keeps the electron flow going. Let's close out. 5 things you absolutely cannot go into NEET without knowing from this chapter. 1. Glycolysis happens in the cytoplasm, produces net 2 ATP, needs no oxygen. 2. Fermentation. Plants and yeast make ethanol and CO2, animals make lactic acid. 3. Krebs cycle runs in the mitochondrial matrix, turns twice per glucose, produces 6 NADH, 2 FADH2, and 2 GTP. 4. ETC is on the inner mitochondrial membrane. Oxygen is the final electron acceptor, and chemiosmosis generates around 34 ATP. 5. RQ. Glucose equals 1, fats less than 1, proteins approximately 0.9. That's Day 14 done. Share this episode with your NEET group. 1 episode, 4 marks secured. See you in episode 15 for plant growth and development.